What's up, guys? This is Flatline MMA. I'm Bloomin', and I'm here with.
Group, and we're excited to break down the card that just happened in Paris. Kind of boring for a lot of it, but actually pretty electric at the end. We're here to break it down, give some of the
Yep.
guys next fights, the only guys we care about.
Yeah, exactly. So starting off, first fight of the night. Pretty quick, kind of a little bit fluky, but we got Oki versus Chris Duncan. Oki was looking actually pretty good at the start of this fight until he slipped into submission for Chris Duncan. Got a little bit of a retard luck, as we say in the in Flatline MMA. A little bit of a lucky sub for him. Oki was looking pretty good until he
Never
just
have
kind of
said
like
that.
stuck his head into it. So I don't really know how to grade it, but I guess good win for Chris Duncan. He lives another day.
Yeah, I mean, Scotland's are full of pussies. Whatever. I mean, Oki, better luck next time, and you looked pretty good until you didn't. So yeah, just move on. Chris Duncan, fluke guillotine, he'll get KO'd in his next, is what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. Me and Brute both started off 0-1 on the night. All right,
Depressing.
moving on. Electric women's fight: Nora Canole versus Jacqueline Cavallanti. Cavallanti. Yeah, Cavallanti won by a split decision. I kind of thought it was well deserved. I thought the split decision. I thought it was a pretty close relative fight, but I thought Cavallani was kind of landing the better strikes, and I picked Cronulla off the bat. But I thought that Cavallanti probably pretty much won it off the damage alone.
Yeah, I mean, I went to go take a dump. I mean, early dump break Dana put in, and it is what it is. But I was right. I did
Yeah,
pick
and somehow you
Cavalanti,
still hit
and
it.
what?
And somehow you still hit it, even though you were taking a dump during the fight.
No, I know it was pretty electric. I mean, I was back just in time for the Perez fight, which I was wrong about, and we'll get to that next. But
Yeah,
really,
that's
it's hard to break these one downs. The feminine girl won, and I went 1-1. As of now, it's the last time out of the lead on the whole card. So, got to celebrate it while you have it. Hunter did do better than me, or Bloom did do better than me today. But we'll be back next time. This is kind of just a horseshit card in general.
yeah, pretty slow start to the night, to be honest. A little bit of a kind of a like good win for Duncan, I guess, but outside of that, it was a pretty slow prelims, really, when you think about it.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
moving on. We're gonna pay no more attention to that. Daniel Perez versus Victor Altamirano. Uh, yeah, Perez won. He got scored the knockdown, and he honestly just looked like the better fighter all around against the Mexicans. You know what I mean? He's just 306. Like I said in the predictions, 306 proved that Mexicans can't really fight. And Perez showed him what Spain's all about. You know what I mean? Spain taught him the fucking language, and now he's taking it home.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you're going there, but it
Yeah.
is what it is. I've never heard taught him the language, but whatever. I was wrong here. I picked Victor, and I remember when he said Mexicans can't fight, I was offended. Like, this casual doesn't know what he's talking about. I now agree. I think all Mexicans just don't know what's going on. They're going in as chinny retards. And although he withstood the damage and he made it to a decision, I mean, he only took one round off of Perez, and it was pretty a fun fight, better than the woman's fight. I mean, I didn't watch the woman's fight, but I'm sure it was better.
Has to
And
be.
we
Absolutely
move
has to
on.
be. Uh,
Yeah, I'm 1-2. He's 1-2.
yeah, good for Spain to get another fighter on board. You like to see it. Maybe we'll see instead of UFC Paris and that fucking dump, we're gonna move over to Spain next year. Moving
Yep.
on. All
All
right,
right.
women's fight of the night with a lot of ass shaking. We got Aline Perez versus Daria Zeleniakova, and yeah, good arm triangle out of her pretty early. Wasn't really much to analyze on this fight, really, to be honest, except for the motion back there. That's about all there really was.
Yeah, I mean, I just took the dump break. I tried to take another, but came back around the first round, couldn't get anything out. So then I decided to take the DoorDash break, and I hit up DoorDash, ordered some pizza, ordered a 2 liter. That shit was gone by the end of the night. And I came back just in time for the Perez ass shaking to begin. That's really I timed it out well. And
Nice.
a woman got a sub. What else is there to say?
Yeah, and we both picked Perez on this one. So this part of the night, I'm up 3-2 on picks, and I just kind of ran away with it from there.
I do not believe you're up 3-2. No problem.
And
We can
then
only talk
moving.
about 4 fights.
Oh yeah, 0-2,
Yeah, we're both
0-2,
2-2.
2-2 at this point. All right,
Yep.
and then I hit this one. 3-2. This is where I take the lead. Taylor Lopoulos, unanimous decision, 30-27, pretty dominant against Vince Morales. He kind of fought like how he should, being that big of a favorite. Really, they kind of gave him an easy dog there, just gave him a can to beat the piss out of, and he really did that. He looked really good out there, and looks like another good bantamweight, hopefully to weave out some inbreds.
Yeah, I mean, I was going for the underdog pick. I plus 275, and I said by sub, I knew he'd get him down. I just didn't know what he would do with it. He did get him down twice, and he controlled him for a decent amount of time. Not really, but it is what it is. I mean, I tried
Yeah.
to take a stab. I was wrong. We
Yo,
go
what
on
the
to the
fuck
next.
were you
I'll find my
thinking
next
there?
stab. Yeah, I mean, he got him down. I was right by that. He never attempted a
just
submission.
just played with his dick
I
while he
don't.
was down there.
Yeah, I mean, he will be cut.
Yep. Anyways,
Back to the regional scene he goes.
yeah, have fun, buddy. Moving on. We got lightweight, biggest favorite of the night, I believe, Ludovic Klein versus Roosevelt Roberts. Breaking news: Ludovic Klein won. Honestly, it was a little bit closer than I expected. Roosevelt was actually putting in some pretty good damage, and I think he used his distance for his size pretty well, being like, I think he's like 6'1", 6'2", something like that. Pretty big dude at lightweight. And he did pretty good at keeping him at distance, to be honest, through the middle of the fight there. But Klein just all around was the better dude for sure. But Roosevelt Roberts is putting up a pretty solid fight, especially for being a plus 600 against a minus 1,000 fighter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Anytime he got taken down, he's not getting back. Took him down, he's not getting back up. Klein only had 2 takedowns, but had 9 minutes of control. So that should
Yeah,
really
I'm
tell you
talking
how the
more
fight
about the
went.
striking, but I could see how someone of your knowledge on MMA would get confused.
What?
All right, and Ludwig Klein
Where'd that come
takes
from?
the win.
All right.
Moving on
My
to the
analysis is thrown out.
light heavyweights, we got Omar Sy versus Dawon Jung. And Omar Sy kind of whooped his ass, basically, I'd say, in my
Yeah,
opinion, with
I
a lot of
mean,
heavy shots.
sorry, one sec. Asians are known pussies. It's always been a thing, and it'll continue to be a thing. There are exceptions to every rule, and this is not one of them. I mean, he gets hit and he gets scared and balls up. I
Yeah,
mean,
unless you're
he
the Korean
threw
zombie.
124. He threw 124 strikes and only landed 36. Not great. Not great at all, especially when your opponent throws 40 more strikes but lands 60 more.
Yeah.
It's not great odds for you to win the fight. So this guy is a boob. If I'm gonna be straight with you, I hate to cuss on here, but he is a titty man. He
Yeah.
is a little pussy. And back to the regional scene in Asia he goes.
Yeah, we don't really need him around. Doesn't really serve a purpose. Got dominated and elevated some young talent up onto the scene. That's really all that's really all the UFC can ask from a guy like that at this point in his career.
Yep.
Moving on to the main event, or the main prelim headliner of the night. Ion Kutulaba versus Ivan Ursulan. Ursulan took this on short notice, debut, defending the motherland of Croatia. But Ion Kutulaba, pretty good win. It was actually a pretty entertaining fight, I'd say, especially for Kutulaba being a minus 700 guy. Ursulan put on a great fight for sure. I think he could actually do a little bit of damage in the UFC because Ion Kutulaba is just one of those guys that's like a finish or be finished guy, like we talked about.
Well, there wasn't a finish.
No, but
Clearly you're wrong on that take.
they threw hard is kind of what I was saying there.
He
Is
didn't
that
get finished, and he didn't finish.
they went for the they
Moving
battled
on.
pretty hard. Ursulan had a lot of ground control time, but he also was striking with him too, getting some good damage in there. split decision. Just really depends on what you value. I value damage more. I thought Ion Cutelaba won, but not too bad of a debut on short notice for Ivan Ursulan. I could see him taking a couple wins before getting kicked out of the UFC, most likely.
Yeah, I mean, Cutelaba, he's tough. He's a tough guy. He's a finisher, be finished guy, of course, as everyone knows, even though he didn't get the finish here. So
Yeah.
maybe he has to lose that. He threw hard. I feel like Urslan didn't throw enough leg kicks. I mean, he only went for 2 takedowns. Cutelaba went for 12. He held him against the fence a lot. I mean, I don't know, pretty boring fight. I mean, I know you're saying it was fun. I honestly disagree, but is what it is. I mean, the real action starts in the next fight,
I
and
didn't
we
think it
move
was too
on. We're
bad of
both
a
wrong.
fight. I guess someone just hates all grappling. You know what I mean? I hate a little bit of grappling here and there. I want some striking, of course, but I don't
I
mind
love
some control
grappling.
time. But yeah, I guess
I
you grapple
love
with men.
wrestling.
Moving on to the main
What?
event, main card.
Wait, come again?
Far as Ziam versus Matt Frevola, Steamroller
Weird
Frevola.
transition.
Frevola gets finished here after taking another year off. After I believe his last fight was the BSD fight, getting head kicked there. Took a
Yeah.
year off basically, and now comes back and gets finished again by another French. Uh, yeah, kind of a bummer seeing Frevola. He's a little bit older now. I think he's like 35, 36. You know, over the hill at this point in his career. And it was a pretty entertaining fight, really. But Zion with that, I believe, was a knee up the middle. Is how he dropped him there, and that was pretty fucking nuts.
You
That was a
believe?
great.
You don't yeah, I was about to say, you don't remember? I mean,
No, no, no. I just meant like knee.
Fivoli got
I
murdered.
just couldn't remember if it was a knee up the middle or. But yeah, I
No
thought it
one's
was
heard from Verbola or his family in 8 days. I mean, is he alright? Do we know how he's doing? He didn't wake up in the cage, he got stretchered off. Do we know if this guy's good?
I mean, what's really left after the UFC, anyways, for these guys? You know what I mean? You think there's gonna be a steamroller for Vola gym out there somewhere?
Just don't care if a guy dies in the alright, man. I mean, I could bet Dana wouldn't care if he died in the octagon either, just cover it up. So, yeah, I mean, tough one here. We both got it wrong, and is what it
Yeah,
is.
we
The
both
France one
rode.
wasn't such a pussy.
Yeah, we both rode for Vola there, and wrong pick, of course. I didn't think that. Yeah, I didn't think the Frenchman would do it, but pretty tough knee up the middle, great one. Moving
Yeah.
on, we got Morgan Charrier versus Gabriel Miranda. Charrier being a pretty big hit out in France, and he came out there and did what he had to do, especially for being such a big favorite. Great fight. And kind of just put an ass whooping on the dirty Brazilian.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Gabriel Miranda, I don't rate him at all. I don't think he should be in the UFC. I don't think he deserves to be here. I think he
Bold
should be
choice.
out. And I think Charrier kind of just put the whooping on him, and he's going to be on to the next. I'm guessing he'll never see these type of odds again. I don't think he showed anything in this fight besides beating a can. It is what it is. I mean, I know Miranda has good losses, but that was a while ago, and I would have took it into account. But Charrier just kind of put it on him and finished him, and moving on to the next. A good line of finishes there.
Yeah, and you love to see Charrier taking it. But he's another solid prospect to add to the featherweight division. You know what I mean? Outside of
Yep.
fucking the inbred Evloev, it's a pretty
I
great
don't know
division
if
with
I
a lot
put
of.
them two in the same boat.
No, no, no. I'm just saying, like with the division where like the only inbred is Evloev.
Oh,
Uh, it's great to see another striker that has
what
finishing
about
power in the
Bryce
featherweight
Mitchell?
division. I mean, is he still even on the roster at this point?
Good point.
He might still be laying there on the canvas.
Twitching.
Yeah. Going into convulsions. All right, moving
Yeah, I mean,
on.
I don't know if we should be
Kevin
laughing
Giuseppe
about
versus
that.
Brian Battle. Love the walkout song. I loved the finish, and I loved his post-fight interview. I love flipping everybody off. I am a huge Brian Battle glazer. I look forward to what he's going to do. I love the attitude. I love what he had to say. If Money Moicano didn't win and have his speech, Brian Battle would have had the post-fight press conference of the night. Tell me I'm wrong, Bryce.
I do not disagree. I mean, base Brian Battle at his best. I mean, this man went into France, beat the Frenchmen, talked shit to the French people, and walked out with. Did he get a bonus?
I could check right now. I don't.
No,
Maybe
no, it's okay. I don't know,
I'll
but
check.
I think he deserves one. I think he put on the best show of the night besides the main
I'm
event.
pulling it up.
All right, I'm sorry. I guess we'll just sit here.
He did get a
Fans, how are
performance
you
in the
guys?
night bonus. The performance. So yeah, we should have pulled this up earlier, honestly. So Chris Duncan somehow got a performance in the night, the early prelim guy, and then Zayam got a performance in the night, deserved, tough knockout. Charrier got a performance in the night, deserved, and another performance in the night too. Brian Battle, the final performance in the night bonus. Kind of surprising
Deserved.
Moicano didn't get one, but that was the only fight that contended for it, and there wasn't any fight of the night bonuses. It's all performance in the nights, which I mean makes sense. I don't know. There wasn't really a fight that you could went the whole 15 tough. So
No.
well deserved performance of the night bonus for Brian Battle. Good job on Dana White for dealing that out to the right guy there, except for Money Moicano. We'll get into that later. But yeah, great all around 100% A plus performance out of Brian Battle from being on the mic. He wasn't really tripping over his words like you see some of these guys like Kobe Covington will kind of stumble over his words and stutter a little bit and get nervous. Clear with his words. He's got the deep, intimidating voice. Showed France what the fuck is up, and yeah, put him away. Any last comments on
Yeah.
this fight?
No, I mean, pro Brian Battle guy, and I hope he gets a nice fight next.
Brian Battle is a welterweight Peyton Talbot, in my opinion.
Without the gayness.
Yeah, without the pole dancing that he does in his off time. It's a real
Yeah.
thing Peyton Talbot does. You can look it up. And
Yeah.
I'm Peyton Talbot Glazer too. I think that he's going to be in the next big thing too. Anyways, William Gomez versus Joanderson Brito. Robbery of the night alert. Robbery of the night. Get the money bags out. This is a full-blown robbery. Joanderson Brito easily won round 1 and 3. For this to be even a thought that Gomez won, let alone majority, I think is outrageous and is completely 100% French bias. I thought Brito obviously won round 1 and 3. It was tied going into 3, obviously, and I thought Brito won. For them not to give it to him, it was just pure bias, and I'm not just saying that because it was my crucial parlay piece in almost every bet I laid. It genuinely was, and if anyone that says that he didn't deserve it, you are either in France or retarded and need to get checked out.
All right, well, I guess I gotta get checked out because I think Gomez won, and I thought it was definitely really close. I thought you could really go either way on it, but I liked Gomez. I thought he deserved it. I also love the story, so maybe I'm a little biased here, but I thought Gomez won. I mean, he did more on the stat sheet. I thought he was kept up the pace better. Obviously controls something, but I don't know. I mean, he kinda Brito had great starts to the round and started giving them away, so I don't know, what do you take into account? But I think, Brito deserved it, and I think you're dead wrong. I think you're just, basing it on parlays, and I was wrong too, but I am man enough to say when I'm wrong, unlike
No, I
some
thought it
people.
was a Burrito win. I mean, it's not even a crazy spot, obviously, because it was still a split decision. So for you to say that it was a crazy take is, very ignorant out of you, anyways.
No, I said the crazy take out of you was saying that no one in their
And
right mind
we'll
can
have a new
take that.
co-host next week.
What?
Anyways,
Come
moving
again?
on to the middleweight fight, we've got Nasruddin Imavov versus Brendan Allen. Easy first round of Brendan Allen. Last two of Imavov. Can't really debate that. That's how it went. Imavov looked pretty good here. He had a couple solid punches from Allen. Allen, showed a lot of promise early, showed a lot of control early, and then he just shit his pants. Like someone literally should have checked this guy's shorts after he just shit the fight away. I picked Imavov, and I still thought that Brendan Allen won the first round and actually looks pretty good. And I mean, what do you think, Bryce? What do you think about Brandon Allen's performance after shitting away after the first round?
I honestly think if he didn't look so dumb missing all those takedowns and he would have kept it on the feet, I thought he was holding his own on the feet.
Hmm.
I get he had the one and it got him a lot of time, and Imanov couldn't really get up, but I don't know. I feel like Brendan Allen actually surprised me and looked really good on the feet, but he just kept going for these flopping takedowns, failing, and it looked bad every time. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't
he's really
think it was
comfortable
really
on his
impressed about them both.
knees for sure. It was really reminding me of like an Aljo versus Piotr Jan type of thing, where Aljo took the knee up the middle, obviously on the ground. Brendan Allen just loves being on his knees for some reason. And like he's just slow to get up. It's really just kind of weird and gay, but Imavov deserves the win. One of the only Frenchmen that I look forward to fighting outside of BSD for our next fight of the night and the main event. And this is the
Good
the
transition.
final decider. Hanato Moicano, Money Moicano. Finish is Benoit Saint Denis by Dr. Stoppage after the second round, after he gets back to the stool. Makes sense. Moicano had some great elbows, some really good damaging jiu-jitsu and grappling out of him in the first round, some great striking overall. And to think that he did all of this whooping Benoit's ass with a broken collarbone is insane. Great fight out of him.
Yeah.
It sucks that he's going to have to take a little bit of time off, but usually he does anyways because he gets pretty fucked up in his fights and he's got his fucking face hanging off and shit. But great fight out of Money Moicano. Great deep ball by me, Bryce. Maybe next time, if you just don't look at, favorites and just betting off blindly by favorites, maybe you'll get some better picks next time.
Type. I thought BSD would just be able to walk through him. I know Moicano has the is the definition of a chinny tard, but BSD didn't get it done. I mean, the ground pound was so brutal. There's really nothing BSD could do. Yeah, Moicano got into full mount and just kind of slicing elbows, tons of punches, tons of punishment.
Yep.
I mean, I believe he only missed like what 20% of his strikes. I mean,
Yeah.
crazy stat. So I don't know. I mean, I'm excited to see what's next out of Moicano. I still feel like he's just gonna get KO'd by whoever he fights next, unless he fights a grappler. But we'll see how it plays out. BSD, better luck next time. Maybe we were too quick to say that that DP over BSD win was so great. Now it's kind of looking is what it is. But who do you think Moicano should fight next?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what did you think about his post-fight interview after I talked about the Brandon Battle one? I thought I'd give you the mic for the Moicano post-fight interview. I love when he said democracy is a fallacy. And what did you think about his post-fight interview? I loved like I said, if Moicano didn't win it and it was just a BSD win, typical scripted win, then I would have given the post-fight interview and all the hype to Brian Battle. But Moicano kind of took the reins after his great performance tonight. He's so tough, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Moicano does Moicano things. I really appreciate what he said. I mean, he can't afford to lose. We all know this.
Yep.
I think I actually appreciated his UFC 300 post fight interview, although because he did beat the GOAT Jalen Turner, and then went in and just started yelling random shit about how he deserves the 300K and all that. But you know, yeah, it was a good interview. It wasn't one of his best. I think Battle topped him personally, but I can appreciate a good Moicano interview.
Yeah, I mean, it was really close for sure. I thought Brian Battle for sure had like the better like I was saying in more of like relevance to where they're at, like being in France during a live event. I was saying that Brian Battle had a better interview for the Americans, but I'd say for Moicano he had the better interview of going into an away turf country, going into France from Brazil, and kind of making the crowd love him by the end of it after beating the piss out of their guy, one of their best fighters that they got outside of Imavov.
And now I feel like Moicano can really go any which way he wants. I mean, it just depends who's out there. If Charles loses or Chandler loses, does he get him next?
Ooh,
Does
I
he
don't
has to take
think I
time
don't
off?
think that high up. I don't think just yet for
Well,
for
If
for
Chandler
Moicano.
lost to, well, I mean, if Chandler lost to Charles,
But
then
Chandler's still
for,
gonna have some Dana White privilege after holding on for so long. I don't think he's gonna get a Moicano fight unless that's what he wants. You know what I mean? I don't think that's gonna be a
I don't know
Moicano
what you
call
mean.
out.
I have no idea what you're saying right now.
I
All
think
right, who
that
would you say? I was also thinking Ortega.
Well, I think number one for sure, obviously, it's gonna be Paddy Pimblett, but I don't know if Paddy Pimblett's gonna want to wait that long because obviously, like I said earlier, and as it came out after the fight, and you could see it during the fight, he had his fucking collarbone sticking out of his shoulder, which is nuts to even fight on that. But
Crazy,
he's
crazy
gonna have to take some
place.
time off, probably about 6 months. He's gonna probably need for that collarbone to fully heal, especially for our grappling guy. He's not gonna be able to do any rolling or anything like that with a broken collarbone. So I'd say about 6 months, maybe Paddy Pimblett if Paddy Pimblett fights pretty soon. I don't think Paddy Pimblett's gonna wait though. Outside of him, I wouldn't hate a Brian Ortega fight. That's a pretty great fight. Two guys that are gonna go out there and fuck each other up.
Run it back.
And I think that is
No.
probably the right fight for Brian Ortega after losing to Diego Lopez in a pretty tough way. But actually, that does line up because Brian Ortega's, pretty fucked up too from his last fight at 306. So him and Moicano probably got back about the same time because Brian Ortega's not really that fucking active anyways. Maybe fights twice a year anyways. So that really would line up nice. I think I agree with you. Him and Brian Ortega, if he doesn't get the Pimlet fight, should be the fight to make.
All
They're
right.
both ex
Well, there we
featherweights
go.
now, obviously. So I think that makes sense. Yeah.
I
So
think BSD has Jalen Turner next, by the way.
you think so? Where would he be ranked now? Did they place it already? I don't think so
I
yet,
could
right?
look. Yeah, I don't believe so. I think that's a Tuesday thing.
Uh,
Yeah, it's a Tuesday thing.
all right. Yeah, so that'll be a Tuesday thing.
That was it for Paris. I mean, pretty good card, pretty mid card. I got went 7 for 7, 50%. I shot on my underdogs. I went for my favorites, and had a mixed bag. Is what it is, and we're on to the next.
Yeah, I won on the night 9-6, 9-5, 9-5, 9-5 on the night. Bryce won, I think. What'd you go?
7 and 7.
Yeah, 50-50 from this guy. I mean, this guy's a notch above Shaq at the free throw line, but hey, I mean, maybe next week. Who's
It'll be
headlining next
classic.
week? It's blanking my mind right now.
Pajeda against Roundtree.
Oh, that's right, UFC 307. My bad.
Yeah. Who is? Yeah, okay.
I mean, we just talked about this like a few hours ago because I'm actually gonna be in town, so me and Brute might be doing an in-game or an in-person fight picks. We might do like get a whiteboard up or something, write up some picks and stuff like that. Might even do a watch party. Who knows?
God.
So,
Yeah,
but yeah,
next
we got some stuff to look forward to. We did a little bit of a look ahead type of thing for the fights. Yeah, let us know. We'll probably upload Thursday. I get into town Thursday, so I'll see Stoop probably Thursday night. We'll try to get that video uploaded for our picks on UFC 307. Anyways,
sir.
you got any closing remarks after UFC Paris? Anything you got to say?
Yeah, I can't afford to lose next week. I gotta get the picks back up.
Hey, you got to get back there because I think we pushed at UFC 306, and I was up by 1 on the fight night before that. So I'm really
You're
just
yapping.
putting on a clinic on you right now. So.
All
right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Flatline MMA. I appreciate it. See you guys later. Thanks, Proop, for coming in. See you guys.
Of course. Have a good one.